All right, welcome to Excel Class Hub. And today, my name is Mr. Smith. We are going to be looking at the theory of income determination. And our subtopic is what? Circular flow of income. Now, what do you mean by circular flow of income? Circular flow of income refers to how money flows from one sector of the economy to another. So, under circular flow of income, we have the two-sector model, we have the three-sector model, as well as the four-sector model. So we are going to start from the two-sector model. Two-sector model. Now, the two-sector model comprises of, number one, households, and number two, firms. Okay, the two-sector model comprises of the households and firms only. So, under the two-sector model of circular flow, it's talking of how money flows from the household to the firms and the firms to the what? To the households. Now, what it simply means is this, is that the money that the household spent is gotten from the what? From the firm. So it means that the household provides what you call the factors of production. The household provides factors of production, which are land, labor, capital, and enterprise. Entrepreneur, okay? So now, when the household renders services such as the factors income to the firm in turn will now pay these factors of production their reward. So the firm will now pay them the reward for land, which is what? Rent. We now have labor, which could be wages or salaries. We have the capital, which is what? Interest. And we have the what? Enterprise or entrepreneur, which is what? Which is profit. So it means the two-sector model, we have the income, which is equals to what? Consumption plus what? Investment. So one of the assumptions of two-sector model is that there's no government intervention, there's no what? There's no foreign trade. So we have Y equals C plus I. So Y here stands for what? Income. The C here stands for what? Consumption. And the I here stands for what? Investment. Then the three-sector model. The three-sector model will involve government. That's three-sector model now. Three-sector model. Okay? The three-sector model will comprise of what? Households. Number two, we have the firms. And number three is what? Is the government. So how does it operate? It explains how the income flows from household to firms, firms to government, then government to household, and it circulates like that. Now, the household, they render what? They render factors of production. They render their services to the firms. Now, the firm in turn will pay the household either wages or what? Salaries. Now, the government in turn will tax the households, which falls under what? Personal income tax. The firm also will pay tax to the government, which falls under what? Corporate tax. Now, the tax that the household and the firms pays to the government in turn will use it to provide what? Social amenities. So you can see that what? The money is flowing from one sector to the other, from the household to the firm to the government to the household to the firm. So that is the three sector. So in your algebra equation, it means that under three sector, we are going to have Y equals C plus I plus what? Plus G. Because we are now having what? Government expenditure here. Now, we also have the four-sector model. The four-sector model. Four-sector model. Now, the four-sector model comprises of, number one, we have the households. Number two, we have the firms. Number three, we have the government. Then number 4, Roman figure 4, we have the what? Foreign trade or foreign transactions. Now, this 4 sector models explains how the households render their services to the what? To the firms. The firm in turn will pay the household wages and salaries. Now the government will tax the firm, corporate tax. They will tax the household, personal income tax. Now this government and the firm, they also do what? They can also deal in what? In buying and selling in terms of what? Import and export. So our equation is going to what? Expand. It's now going to be what? Y, which is income, equals to C plus I plus G plus what? X minus M. Okay? So our Y stands for the income, our C stands for the consumption, I stands for investment, G stands for the government, X stands for what? Export, and M stands for what? Import. So this is the equation for 4 sector model. This is the equation for 3 sector model, and this is the what? The equation for what? 2 sector model. Having said that, we are now going to explain the concept of savings, investment, and consumptions. The concept of saving, investment, and consumption. Okay, so what is saving? Concept of savings, we are going to discuss savings. We are going to discuss what? Investment. And we are going to discuss consumption. Because these are the areas that are going to set question on in your UTME. Now, what is savings? Savings simply means the part of the what? Part of income that is not spent. So you can simply say the savings is what? Is the income that is what? That is saved for future use. So your savings is equals to what? Savings is equals to income minus consumption. Okay? X equals Y minus C. Now, assuming you are earning 20,000 naira. You are earning 20,000 naira. This one stands for your what? For your Y. Now, out of this 20,000 naira, at the end of the month, you spent 5,000 naira. This is your what? The 5,000 naira is your what? Consumption. Now, what are you going to have left as your what? As your disposable income. Your disposable income. The amount that you are going to have left will be what? 20,000 minus 5,000, which is what? 15,000. Assuming you are not paying tax. Okay, if you are paying tax, you are going to deduct the tax. Now, this 15,000 naira, you can either decide as a household that, okay, I want to save this money, or you decide that what? I want to what? Invest this money. That is why you see that what? Savings is equals to what? Investment. S is equals to what? I, the relationship. Now, let's go to investment. Investment simply means the addition to what? To capital goods, which could be what? Equipment and other what? Capital or intermediate goods. Okay, so your investment denoted by letter I is equals to what? IO. This IO stands for what? Autonomous investment. Autonomous investment. What do you mean by autonomous investment? The investment that is not affected by the level of income. Okay, now the next one is consumption. Consumption simply means the spending on goods and services. Okay, the total amount of spending on goods and services. So your consumption function is given as C equals A plus B Y. Okay, your A stands for what? Autonomous consumption. A equals to autonomous consumption. Then your B stands for what? Marginal propensity to consume. Marginal propensity to consume. And your Y stands for your what? Stands for your income. Now let's look at the relationship between savings, consumption, and what? And investment. Relationship between savings, consumption, and investment. Now, recall that given a consumption function, this is our consumption function. So if we want to get our what? Our savings function, we are going to subdue the value of C in the savings function. So our savings function, we have x equals y minus what? C. And our C is equals to what? A plus B what? By. So let's substitute now. We want to derive our savings function. So S is equals to what? Y minus C. Our C now is what? That's minus into bracket A plus what? By. So S is equals to Y. We are going to open the bracket. Minus times A will give us what? Minus A. Minus times plus will give us minus. So here we have what? Minus By. So S is equals to, we bring Y and minus By together. So we have Y minus By minus what? Minus A. So S is equals to, what is common here? Y is common. So you bring out your what? Your Y. What are we going to have left? We are going to have 1 minus what? B minus what? Minus A. So we are going to have S equals to what? A plus 1 minus B close bracket Y. So this is your what? Your savings function. So both savings, investment, and consumption, they are what? They are interrelated. You can use one of the function to derive the second function. So that will take us to what we call marginal propensity to consume and marginal propensity to save. Marginal propensity to consume, MPC. Now, marginal propensity to consume is the proportion of additional income that is spent on consumption. The proportion of additional income that is spent on what? Consumption. So your MPC is equals to what? Change in consumption all over change in income. So you have MPC equals change in C over what? Change in Y. Then also, you also have your marginal propensity to save. That is the proportion of what? Additional savings. That is what? That is being derived from the what? From the income. So MPS is equals to what? Change in what? Savings all over what? Change in income. So we have our MPS, which is equals to what? Change in S over what? Change in Y. So this is the formula for MPC. This is the formula for MPS. Also take note that the relationship between the two is that MPC plus what? MPS is equals to what? 1. Also, you can be asked to calculate your multiplier. Multiplier in economics is denoted by what? Denoted by letter K, which is equals to what? 1 minus 1 minus what? MPC. Okay? You can also be asked to calculate the equilibrium level of income. So the equilibrium level of income is what? Equilibrium level of income, which is change in income, is equals to what? Change in investment all over what? 1 minus MPC. So these formulas are very important when you want to solve questions under theory of what? Income determination. Okay, we are going to solve past questions straight away. All right, this is 1997, question 40. We are giving investment to be 100 million naira, consumption to be 200 million plus 0.75y. Then we are giving our y equals C plus I. That's consumption plus investment. Then what is the income level to the nearest million? So now this is an example of a two-sector economy, like I explained. That is y equals C plus I. So y equals C, which is consumption. Our consumption in the question is 200 plus what? 0.75y plus investment. Our investment is what? 100 million. So we have y equals y. You bring this 0.75y, bring it down here, it becomes what? Minus 0.75y equals 200 plus 100. So 200 plus 100 will give us what? 300. What is common here? Y is common. Bring it out. You have 1 minus what? 0.75. Okay, so we are looking for the value of y. So we divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is what? 1 minus 0.75. So we have 1 minus 0.75. Divide this side by what? 1 minus 0.75. So this, we cancel this. We have y equals 300 all over 1 minus 0.75 will give us what? 0.25. So final answer, we now divide 300 divided by 0.25. 300 divided by 0.25. And that will give us 1,200 naira. Okay? So what is the option? The option is going to be what? Correct option, option D. Okay, we go to 1994, question 3. If the MPC is 0.80 and the investment changes from 100 million to 140 million, we have to find the level of equilibrium in the economy. Okay, so the level of equilibrium, like I said, change in Y is equals to what? Change in I, which is investment, all over 1 minus what? MPC. So our change in Y will now be equals to what? Now investment changes from 100 million to 140 million. That's 140 million minus what? 100 million. That's 140 minus 100 all over 1 minus. We are giving the MPC in the question to be what? 0.80. So change in Y will be equals to what? 40, that's 140 minus 100, which is 40 all over what? 1 minus 0.80, which will give us what? 0.2. So change in Y will be what? Final answer, 40 divided by 0.2 will give us what? 200 million. So we have 200 million. Okay, what is the option? Where is the option here? It's 1994. 200 million, that is what? Option D. But no space. I have to clean. So 2004, question 47. Given that y equals c plus I and c equals by, where b equals 0.8, what is the multiplier? This b, which is 0.8, stands for what? Marginal propensity to consume. It can also be marginal propensity to what? To save. So let's solve it straight away. C plus I. We have y equals c. Now we are giving our c to be what? By. So anywhere you see c, you replace it with what? By. So c, we have by plus I. We are not giving the investment in the what? In the question. So any letter also stands as what? As 1. So you put it to be what? 1. So we have y, this by, you bring it down here, becomes what? Minus by equals to what? 1. What is common here? Y is common. You bring out your what? Y. You open your bracket. What do you have left? You have 1 minus what? B equals to what? 1. So you divide both sides by the coefficient of y, which is what? 1 minus b. Here also is what? 1 minus b. This we cancel this. You have what? Y equals 1 all over 1 minus b. So you have y equals 1 all over 1 minus. Our b in the question is given, which is what? 0.8. So y equals what? 1 divided by 0.8. So y equals to, let's look at final answer, 1 divided by 0.8. 1 divided by 0.8 will give us what? 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2, not 0.8. 0.2, that's 1 divided by 0.2. 0.2, we have 5. So our y is equals to what? 5 million naira. So what's the option? That is option D. Okay, so we go straight to 2005, question 2. 2005, question 2. Now 2005, question 2, we're giving y equals c plus I, where c equals 50 plus 0.75y, and investment is what? 1,455 million. What is the equilibrium level of income? The same way we solved the other one, we have y equals c plus I. So y equals c. Our c has been given to be what? 50 plus 0.75y. So we have 50 plus 0.75y plus investment. What's the investment given? 1,445. 1,445. So we have y, you bring this one down here, it becomes what? Minus 0.75y equals to 50 plus this. That will give us 1495. Yes, 1445 plus 50 will give us 1495. Okay, so what is common here? Y is common. You bring out your y. Open bracket, what do you have left? You have 1 minus what? 0.75 equals to what? 1495. So you divide both sides by 1 minus 0.75, also 1 minus what? 0.75. So this we cancel this. We have what? Y equals 1495 divided by 0.25. Okay, so final answer, y equals to 1495 divided by 0.25, which will give us 1495 divided by 0.25. That's 5,980. 5,980. So that is the answer to that question. All right, we are going to be solving question 2010, question 29. If the MPC is 0.7, while government expenditure increased by 150 million naira, the equilibrium national income is, you apply your formula. We are asked to calculate the equilibrium national income, which is what? Change in income equals change in investment all over 1 minus MPC. So change in Y is equals to, we're told that government expenditure increased by what? 150 million. That is 150 divided by 1 minus our MPC in the question is what? 0.7. So we have change in Y equals 150 divided by 1 minus 0.7 will give us what? 0.3. So final answer, we have 150 million. 150 divided by 0.3, and that will give us 500 million. Okay, so correct option, option D. Now, 1992, question 42 and 43. 42 say, what is the percentage increase in GNP between year 1 and year 2? Percentage increase in GNP. Percentage increase in GNP. That's what you are asked to calculate. Percentage increase in GNP, which should be equals to what? The GNP, the new GNP, that is year 2. Year 2 minus year 1 all over what? Year 1 times what? 100 over 1. Okay? So percentage increase in GNP. So we have the year 2 is what? 27,000 minus year 1, which is what? 20,000 all over 20,000 times what? 100. So 27,000 minus 20,000 will give us what? 7,000 divided by what? 20,000 times 100. So this 20 we cancel this 20. This we cancel this. This we what? Cancel this. So we have what? 70 divided by 2. So that will give us what? 35%. Okay, so correct option, option D. Then the last question, question 43. We are to calculate the GNP per head of the population in year 1 and year 2. Take note, your GNP per head is also the same thing as what? The per capita income. Per capita income, because some question will ask you to calculate the per capita income. It's still the same formula. So your PI, which is per capita income, is what? GNP divided by what? Total population. GNP divided by total population. So for each year we calculate. For year 1, we have 20,000 divided by 20, semicolon. For year 2, we have 27,000. What's the total population? 24 million. Okay? So This will give us what? 1,000 semicolon, and this will give us 1125. So the GMP for year 1 is 1,000 per head, and the GMP for year 2 is 1,125. So correct option is what? Option D.